Nigga, get down there, nigga. I just slap.
Or right around the corner.
Scary ass Boskoe. Nigga, get down there, nigga. Nigga, get down there, nigga. I just slapped you, nigga. I just slapped you. It's on camera. It's on camera. It's on camera. Let's fuck me up again, nigga. Okay, cool. Go. And then Queen Street. Okay, that's so stay over there though. Bro, so what we got going? Don't never speak on it again. Who spoke on it? You did. No, it's gloves in the backpack.
Bro, why you keep saying that, bro?
That's because I'm just making sure that we get this out the way. Tore that old blush.
Bullshit, bro.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm understood. Okay, cool. Make sure it's that though.
What the fuck you talking about, nigga? You make sure it's that, nigga.
Okay, yeah, okay. As long as it's fucked in gloves up.
Yeah. For it, bro?
No, I'm just making sure before the cameras cut on, we had to get that out the way. But now it's out the way, and you making it clear that you ain't
never seen it, bro.
Okay, cool.
What are you talking about, nigga? What are you talking about?
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so keep it that way though.
Why are you getting
okay, cool. Let's do this interview though.
Man, fuck this interview.
Okay, about King Pill.
I don't better worry about.
You better worry about that.
Hey, bro.
But we gonna go viral though. Now that we got out the way, we gonna go viral. We gonna have a good interview.
Yeah,
we gonna have a good interview. But hold on though. You know what we had, so we had to get out the way. Okay, cool. As long as we know. Okay. Excuse me, bro. Excuse me. I know I came in hot. I do apologize. I should have known. What happened? Nothing. He not that you see. I can't correct me. I don't know. So yeah, I'm on that though.
Nigga, what the fuck you talking about? He got. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay, you was on the phone though. You was on the phone,
bro,
so I wasn't sure. You was on the phone though, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, so when me and one of my constituents had a conversation, you was on the phone though, so I wasn't sure if you was with it. And make sure I'm clear. And when I told you and that nigga, and when I told you and that nigga, I didn't know nothing about that. Like, bro, don't. Okay, cool. So now we here to talk about you. Okay, cool. But you ain't on that. As long as you ain't on that. As long as you ain't on that.
I didn't know you.
Okay, cool. So just cool, perfect. As long as you ain't on that though, cause I'm on that.
Bro,
as long as you ain't on that, cause I'm on that,
bro. I ain't got nothing to do with you and your. Like, bro, you come on, man.
Because here go the thing though. Because all the squabble shit is cool. I got mouthpieces, shit. I'm a fighter. So I'm actual fighter. So when it comes to all the little the shit that the YouTube niggas be on, I'm just one way with everybody. Whether it's on camera,
what that got
whether
to
it's
do
off
with me and
camera,
your
I'm not even talking
That's
to you.
your homie.
That's not, nigga, that's your homie.
Bro, that ain't got nothing to do with
okay, so cool then. So stop saying that nigga's my homie. Okay, cool. Okay, and then not talking about some weird ass nigga that shouldn't have been around. Some snitch ass nigga that you don't even know this nigga, so you shouldn't have been around that nigga. Exactly, so you shouldn't have been around that nigga. He got shit going on that you kind of got caught up in.
I ain't get caught up in that, nigga. I'm a blood nigga.
Okay.
I got caught up in. You guys ready?
From Westminster all the way to Pluto, nigga.
I'm only from England.
Okay, well, all of them.
I don't care about that.
Okay, cool. This nigga though.
I am.
But yeah, but as long as we understood what it is and what it ain't.
All right, so we got a witness in the room. Hold on. Let's call this man 1111. Glad I'm not here for your approval. Yeah, I got you on live, Nick. You heard me?
All right. Yeah.
I want to be sure you knew. All right, so man, for those of y'all who don't know, we got Nick from 1111. Nick, you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, I'm one of the investor television 1111. I was present during the two podcasts last night for the King Peel versus Boskoe fight.
So what was the intention? Because I keep maintaining that Boskoe's like, oh, y'all set me up. Didn't nobody set you up. They were my girl.
You know, so first, I want to clear up any, what's the word? Speculation or
false narratives. False narratives.
Yeah, false narratives that we had anything to do with that, or we instigated it, or that we even knew that there was any issues. Because I'm going to say, Rich Trapper kept the issue to himself. He was very sneaky and told me, in a very convincing way, that he had no issues. And then, maybe he didn't. Maybe he told the truth when he told me that, and then maybe he just got triggered when he saw him in person for the first time. But I wouldn't even call it an issue. I think that you were trying to have just a conversation and an understanding. You were very firm, kind of maybe a little bit too firm. And what happened after that happened. But as most of the people can see, my back was turned most of the time, and I didn't know if this was an episode of Punk'd and the camera's about to come out. But I guess the camera was out, or really what was going on. I kept asking you guys, what the fuck was y'all talking about? But yeah, I'm glad that it didn't get overboard, and no one was hurt beyond the physical altercation that you guys had.
So let's take it back from the top of the conversation. I'm maintaining that not only was I willing to have a verbal conversation, I even gave him ways out to kind of end the conversation, but he continues to agitate with little comments that I probably didn't have to respond to, but I did.
Well, I'm going to say this, Rich. You were very antagonizing, and you had a lot of theatrics, and I think that you did everything that you could to push his buttons, and you were already kind of up on the scoreboard in terms of, setting your tone, and, you just got crazy, man. You kept pressing the line, man, again, my back was turned, so I don't, really know how it happened so fast, but, there you go.
So, you say your back was turned. So what did you bear witness to?
Oh, I bear witness to. So when I say my back was turned, as in the footage, you were on my left ear, he was on the opposite couch on my right. I was looking at a big screen. I heard conversation, and then when I turned around, I'm just going to say it was, equivalent to a nature video of an octopus swallowing, his prey, and then.
Wait, so who's the octopus and who's the prey? Who's the octopus and who's the prey?
So all I remember was that an octopus locked on you, and then you guys are, flatline planked. And the next thing that I remember. So
wait, just so the chat is aware, he is saying that I am the octopus and Boskoe is the prey.
The octopus, in a motion ninja, jumpsuit, okay, and the next thing I remember, because it happened so fast and in slow motion and it was crazy, is that you looked at me so calm. You have excellent breathing tactics when you're grappling on the floor, and you said to me with all this is like a normal day in the park for you. You said, "Hey Nick, don't worry, I'm not gonna kill this nigga."
Wait, hold on. Say that one more time, Nick. Just repeat that one more time.
I mean, listen, this is what I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe you said Nick, and I looked at you, and because again, bro, I'm be honest, when y'all niggas did that shit, I thought it was WWE. I thought y'all niggas was gonna be like, we playing, you know what I mean? But you looked at me and you said, Nick, I looked at you and you said, don't worry, man, I'm not gonna kill him. And then I think that brought me comfort. And then, it got out of hand and we had to separate you guys, and then I'm talking with.
So at that moment, who would you say was in control and who wasn't? Based off what you observed.
Initially, right, you were. And then I think that Boskoe took advantage of you loosening your, octopus grip, and then turns you, or maybe you turn him. I went for
the side choke.
Oh,
I loosened the grip. I loosened the grip because I told you I'm not here. I don't have an intention of causing any permanent damage to this. So I loosened the grip and I go for the side choke.
I appreciate, man, because that wasn't what last night was.
That's not it exactly. That's not what that's all jokes aside. We're laughing, we're joking, but that's not at all what last night was about. That's what occurred. So we're going to use the content as, happened.
And honestly, everybody except for Boskoe wanted the interview to continue, but you had already put your hands on that man, disrespected that man, and he wasn't interested in doing an interview with you anymore.
Well, here's the thing though. Did I initiate it or did Boskoe sucker punch me?
I see it. Like, you initiated the antagonizing. For sure. You brought the gloves. I don't know. Bro, I knew where it was going when you did that. That's why I was trying to laugh it off and just say, bro, let's just focus on the interview. Because, shit. Felt like you had a real issue. So.
Yeah, and then once you realize the backstory with Boskoe hanging out with the person that snitched on me, I could probably have an issue with that. And Boskoe's not. And who you hang out with is who you hang out with. Where Boskoe created the issue is him stepping involved in that.
Right. But this is how I see it. As I was listening to it, I thought it was like you had an issue and this nigga was DMing you and commenting and trolling you. I didn't know any of that until afterwards, right?
Right.
He didn't seem to acknowledge that he never should have done it. He sort of deflected and just said, that's your homie. You know what I mean? Right? I don't got nothing to do with that. And, those are kind of like, I don't care words in my mind. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, bro, my bad. I didn't know the situation. I don't got no issues. Let's do this interview. Boskoe was drinking. And, I think that, you were, challenging him so long that, shit, he just, I guess.
Well, did you bear witness to me before anything occurred? Did you bear witness to me telling Boskoe, hey, we got the gloves. We could just step outside and handle it like that?
Yeah, I saw that you dipped the gloves out of a bag. I remember out of my left ear hearing a zipper open up and then hearing things fall down and turning around and laughing. Say, y'all crazy. So I remember that.
So Boskoe,
again, I didn't take serious. I looked at Boskoe. I think he said something like, is this what you're here for? I thought you was just trolling in real life, in real time. I've never been involved in a real-time viral moment. So this is all new to me.
Well, as we've spoken on the phone and dealt with each other online, haven't I always kind of made it clear, like, hey, this is kind of how I am? Before, on and off camera?
What you broke up? What was the last
I
part?
said, as far as me and your dealings with each other, I feel like through on and off camera, I've kind of always made it clear, like, hey, I don't run plays, I don't do this, I don't do that. Like, I really be about what I'm about.
Oh, yeah, I told everyone. I said, bro, I think that if he's beefing with you, he doesn't give a fuck. So, like, I don't think he's running fake plays about fades or, whatever's going on because he, most of the time, Rich, even with me, you cross the line pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go.
And then even, I'm not going to say what because what's in the private don't need to be in the public, but something happened today. I said, you tripping.
I don't know what happened.
Look at the group chat. But it don't matter because we ain't going to talk about it on live. But,
you guys like going back and forth at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, hold on. So let's talk one thing at a time. Let's talk about that. What possessed Boskoe to text our group chat at 5 o'clock in the morning? What was that about?
I don't know. By the time I started reading it, it was like 16 text messages in. I did notice that you said, hey, I'm coming from the after hours where you're at. So then that's when I, proceeded to say, hey guys, knock it off. I'm trying to be the parent here. I'm close to being 50. I don't know how Boskoe is, but just try to settle the peace, especially when I'm trying to focus on this King Pill.
Which is really, and for sure, make sure everybody tap in with that. King Pill and Boskoe do have a fight February 12th. It's coming out. Make sure that y'all all involved. We're getting on the location. We're going to make sure that everything is going to be as it's supposed to be and all that. My question to you is this. When you saw that Boskoe was initiating his text message, and I'm like, well, let's go ahead and be up out the way. Did Boskoe seem eager to handle anything, or did he just seemingly more than want to have conversation?
I think that, what he was realizing was that if, I had a conversation with him about dropping it, because if he continues to take away the distraction from the pill situation, the promoter is going to start to feel uncomfortable because what we want to do is we just want to move forward, right? If you guys want to settle your issues, cool, right? You know what I mean? But let's not lose focus on what's at hand. So maybe because I was, several times I kept telling him, just focus on pills, so maybe that's what got him to stand down. I'm not sure.
But then even in the group chat, outside of everything, Even in a group chat, I'm telling him, stop talking about this stuff on the internet, which brings me to my next question. Nick, who put this content on the internet?
I wasn't us, so I don't know.
Okay, well, if it wasn't me...
We weren't the photographer or the person who distributed it to the... So this morning, when you sent the link to whoever the podcaster was...
To the link that the people... what we're talking about is, we were on a 3-way FaceTime, and I was making fun of Boskoe, showing him the video of himself getting... Nick, stop me when I'm lying. Showing him the video of himself getting choked. Boskoe decides to screen record the conversation and send it to a YouTuber.
Well, I don't know who sent it, but yeah, I was present for the call.
Well, and what was my response to that, Nick?
I mean, you know, this is what I'll say. I do feel sincere that, you know, there's a lot of unnecessary, damaging, incriminating footage there. And and I do feel sincere that you don't want everything to get out. I don't know, you know, like anybody, it wasn't me.
So basically, Boskoe, if it's only 3 of us, it's not me, it's not you.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Boskoe was clout chasing.
It felt like he was either responding to this podcaster who had just posted a video, who somehow got access to the whole video.
Oh, wait, hold on. How would they have access to our... What Boskoe gave that podcaster was our FaceTime. Our whole FaceTime conversation is on there. How would he have that?
No idea.
Okay.
He was...
Boskoe was clout chasing.
He has denied it, and you have denied it, and I have denied it, and, you know, I think only the podcaster is going to be able to tell us who sent it to him.
My response to Boskoe was, you damn near 10 years older than me. What type of 46, 47-year-old man runs to the internet with this type of shit after he just got choked out by a nigga 10 years his senior? As Nick just called it, being the prey to the octopus. Octopus is in the chat.
I mean, there was a octopus swim move, and then, you know, a takedown that was very slick.
Let me ask you another question, Nick. Let me ask you another question. Boskoe's going with the narrative that I was saying, get off of me. Nick, who was yelling, get off of me?
I don't.
Nick, it's in the video. The video's in your... Nick, the video's in the group chat right now. And you saw, I highlighted that shit. You know what I'm talking about. Don't do that, Nick.
I'm going to say this. I remember everyone saying, Rich, let him go.
Okay. At any point in that situation, did it seem like I was worried about anything outside of my chain?
I was pretty shocked that, you know, like with 5 niggas in there that you just turned up so fast. So yeah, I don't think hey bro, you know, I told you offline, man. I don't want no problems, bro. You're burnt out, my nigga. That's all I can say. Like, you don't give a fuck. So there you go.
So
fuck with this nigga, bro. He ain't playing, bro. Okay, so.
And then I want to ask you another question.
You were willing to risk it and lose it all, man. Which, you know, I wouldn't recommend to the children out there, but hey, you know, sometimes you got to stand on things.
Let me ask you this question. How much do you weigh, Nick?
Probably 280.
Okay, safe to say you saw me. 160 makes sense? 160, 167?
I would say if someone asked me, I would say 185. So if you're 160, then yeah, that's about right.
Okay, babe. At the end of the altercation, did I let go because somebody made me let go, or did I make sure that everybody had Boskoe's hands? Because I'd be damned if I let him go and he fire on me, but niggas holding my hands.
Oh yeah. You were for sure assuring us that you weren't letting go until we grabbed his hands. And then I know that all parties are, you know, making sure that his hands are grabbed and your hands are grabbed. And then when we got him, I honestly thought it was over with, you know, so.
That's it.
You know, I'm surprised that it continued, but you know.
So is it safe?
I think you cranked it up after that, because at that point, you know,
we are where we are.
It was what it was. Yes.
So with that being said, is it safe to say through the whole little tussle, because Boskoe sucker punching, people wonder, and I'm gonna tell you too, maybe your homie who was there, he could say it, whatever, how we ended up on the floor is because Boskoe Boskoe that weak ass cross, and all I did was grab the arm and take him down to an arm drag
let me ask you
and go
this.
from there.
Did he actually hit you?
Yeah, he scuffed me.
I don't know.
He scuffed
Hang
me.
on, hang on.
I'll give him his scuff.
I don't know who. Hang on. I don't know who said it because I was trying to locate my phone and wallet, but someone said he hit you with a 3-piece. I was like,
Nick,
really? When I heard that, I don't know, bro. Like,
Nick. No, you know who said, don't do that. Whack Weird ass said that. Nick, don't get me started.
No,
Whack Weird said that.
no, nigga.
Whack Weird ass said that. Nick, you know I don't run plays. Don't get me started.
Listen,
Nick, you know I don't run plays. Don't get me started.
Listen to me. I didn't see it because I was looking for my phone and my wallet, and there was 3 phones on the floor. You know.
Well, let me ask you a question.
For your phone.
Let me ask you a question. Based off what you did see, if I were to tell you he threw the sucker punch and then I took the arm with a takedown and did everything from there, would that make more sense than a 3-piece?
Hang on, though, but like, did he swing on you and connect?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. Okay, you know about boxing, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you know when they tell you when you parry a punch, you don't swat, you wait for it to come to you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So he parried me with a cross, the swat.
Okay.
That's the best way I can describe it. And then so when he did it,
then you just grabbed him after that, something.
Yeah, I just ate it and took the arm because it didn't feel like nothing.
Okay, because what I saw was like, again, a Spider-Man ninja move, octopus takedown, and so fast. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
So with that being said, it didn't really feel like nothing. It was like, you see, not to take too much about the space, but we're not in the biggest space. You feel me? We're not in the biggest space. And I was gonna say,
knocked over, which I was shocked. This is like a.
No, and then I didn't fuck up none of your shit. I was very controlled.
Yeah, about how it was chaos, but nothing was touched. It was shocking.
Would you safe to say that I maintained control of the whole situation?
I don't know how the shit. I don't know how I didn't tear that shit up because that shit.
Because I ain't a wild animal. Because I got an actual train. All right, I'm about to explain it to you real quick. I'm not gonna say a small space, but because you know boxing. Would it safe to say that we're in a space that is not conducive to me creating space to land decent strikes?
We were in a studio with 2 chairs, with 2 couches, a center, coffee table, and a booth. So it's a small space.
So when Boskoe threw the little bullshit, little swipe and all that kind of stuff, and then we go to the takedown, is it safe to say because you are into combat sports and all that, jiu-jitsu, close combat fighting is the best technique for that space that we were in?
I think that what you did initially was clearly very effective because you took him down immediately and you didn't really hit a wall or a chair or anything. You just went straight to the floor. I don't know what you did. Like, this is why I think it was an act, bro, because you just took him down so fast. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
So with that all being said, I'm not sure where Boskoe's getting a narrative of a 3-piece. Did it look to you, from what you've seen, would a 3-piece even make sense to this conversation?
I don't know. I mean, like, first of all, I didn't see him swing at all. So when they told me that, I was like, really? I didn't see that.
So did anybody who saw him swing say he did a 3-piece, or did they pretty much say what I said?
Somebody in the room said he hit you with a 3-piece.
Yeah, nah, I think that you over here trying to push the whack 100 narrative. Don't make me do it, Nick. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the whack one, because that's the only narrative that Officer Rat is on the conversation saying.
My narrative is the truth. Hey, hang on. My narrative is what I heard, and I didn't see anything. Boskoe told me he cut his hand because he had a knife. I didn't see that either.
I don't know. Look, I don't know. So wait. You mean to tell me Boskoe got choked out with a knife? That's even worse.
Listen.
Damn, so Boskoe got a knife on him, and he still got choked out with a knife on him? Terrible.
I don't know if it was a butter knife. I don't know if it was a Swiss Army knife.
Damn, Boskoe had a knife and still got choked out? That's crazy. That's crazy. Sheesh.
But, I mean, I'm glad you showed mercy. And and you guys let him
go.
Hold
on, you what?
Yeah. I'm glad you showed mercy initially and let him go.
Okay.
Because you guys could have been tussling forever.
No, it wouldn't have went on forever. If it was gonna be a problem, you think that I would have ever let go of that first initial choke where you saw Boskoe gasping for air? It wouldn't have gone on forever. I allowed Boskoe to walk away because And this is what I'll say too, to the point of 11-11 and to Nick, this is not a setup. Boskoe was drunk and he was under the influence of his addictions and he made the mistake of throwing a weak sucker punch and I subdued him. I didn't think that it was any reason to hurt this man, to make it, and I've said this to Nick off the camera. So Nick, am I saying anything new? I don't think that it was any reason to hurt Boskoe to the point where he couldn't maintain a fighting career or whatever he wanted to do. Nick, you still there?
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. And I also know that you knew he was drunk, so I think you kind of let off a little bit. And then let up a little bit.
Right.
You knew his mental state.
So it wasn't like, oh, Boskoe was drunk and blah, blah, blah. Boskoe made the mistake of throwing a punch and he didn't get his arm back. But even with that, I didn't take advantage of a drunk person and I showed mercy because even if he wasn't drunk, you still can't get out of these chokes that I got you in. So it's not for me to put you in a situation or in a condition that's life-threatening or anything because you don't like something that was said.
I'm going to say this.
Start off by saying, Nick, I'm not going to kill this nigga.
Yes.
That's not what we're here for. It's not what we're here for. So, all right, Nick, I'm going to get at you.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, bet. So that's not what we're here for, bro. That's not what we're here for. With that all being said, red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Angel till he's free. We gone.